Good morning. Thank you all so much for being here with us, and thanks and my greetings to the organization for this, what I believe will be a first step to communicate the power and the values of Portugal to the world. It's a fantastic initiative. We are very, very proud of being here and being a guest speaker to try to explain how have we done it all over these years and how can we contribute really to bring Portugal to a more important role on the digital transition of the world. Probably, okay. So Equinix, for those who don't know, is really the world digital infrastructure company. We have not only built the base structure of the infrastructure around the world, but we have been targeting cables, landing stations, and all the ecosystem since the beginning of our existence. And indeed, today, Equinix has around 40 data centers around the world where cables directly land and interconnect. So different use cases from the past where we were used to have the CLS as the base point of interconnection, then you have to go to extend inland. I would probably start my first slide by answering your question. So how can we build on the future steps to create that ecosystem, to really transform Portugal not only on this transit location that we are used to, but really on an ecosystem where we can attract computing, where we can attract the clouds, where we can attract the entire elements that we need for digital transition. Telling the Equinix story is really a story of success over the last 20 years, where we have really went to all the major evolutions and transformations, including the beginning of the internet, the web, then integrated electronic trading, putting and coming to the cloud and building everybody on the same space and close to each other to really build digital ecosystems. Portugal was no different, and I had the pleasure to start the operations in Portugal in '99 with the first neutral data center, and we were really following these guidelines, bringing together what we thought was the basic pillar of a successful infrastructure. So connectivity was our first goal, and we went like the neutral carrier house. It was a house for carriers. Meanwhile, we extend our reach to really bring the subsea fiber cables all together on the same place. We have invested a lot and communicate the value of Portugal for really also attract the cloud providers to have their edge nodes here. We have worked with several partners, some of them with us here today, like Evo from Equinix, to really help us bringing all that interconnection ecosystem. A pleasure always, Evo. and the truth is, right now we have this ecosystem where we can connect everyone, everywhere, to every location in a very seamlessly way and very, very, very accelerated pace that is required for the digital world. Right now, we are the largest global footprint. We have over 220 data centers, and sorry about the graphic, it's not fully updated. We are already also in India, and it doesn't state there all the locations. We have more than 63 metros in 26 countries, and we are present on 5 continents. No doubt, a very resilient platform. We are delivering right now 6 nines of availability, and we have a model of a 5-layer physical security that really put us on the top of what is possible on co-location and hosting digital infrastructures. We are also, of course, targeting sustainability, and we are one of the first data center companies to commit 100% clean and renewable energy. We were the first to sign the recent agreement proposed by the European Data Center Association, and where we have worked hard really bring that to life. And right now we provide access to all major cloud providers over the world. You can see there are some numbers of regions of each of the players that are present with us, and Portugal is no different. So all the clouds that have presence in Portugal are right now in the same neutral facility in Lisbon, in Prior Velho with us. We didn't really stood up only with the idea of having the data center and having only that layer of co-location, but we have evolved and we have developed several layers of services. I just mentioned these three. Like I said, the one on the base for us is really the base of having a successful infrastructure. That is the interconnection services and the capability to really interconnect everybody and have a very dense interconnection ecosystem. The data center, where of course we are well known as a global leader. And also what we are developing right now, targeting the edge services and the next wave of what we see that data centers will become and what we see the networks will have to go. And we already have Network Edge, Secure Edge, and Equinix Metal as an offer for that particular market. One of them that I would like to stress is really Equinix Fabric, where we are able to create digital connections effortlessly in a really easy to consume way, and we are an enabler of the transition to the cloud, on the journey to the cloud, and we can make all that process extremely easy, coming from a legacy infrastructure to a more blended solution like a hybrid cloud to a full cloud solution in the end. Equinix Fabric is already available also in Portugal, and it really gives us that capacity. Talking about Portugal, and I couldn't be more excited with the large opportunity we have ahead. And I really believe that we know all the major points that really make us special. I believe we have to do some more work communicating it. I've been working a lot also with most of the stakeholders and most of them present on this room to really enhance the communication and enhance the level of information that we can bring to the world, attracting really the capacity for new entrepreneurs to come to our country. I will not go to all the points, but in some of them, really, it's really important. And we are not talking only about the price of the power. We are not talking about having, of course, 1 gigawatt available right now. There are several more details, and to be a very, well, I will take the last one, the peace index. So we are a country where it's safe to put data. We are a country that we have this location. We have a country that we can be the door to the new markets that we know will be the future growth of our business. So really strong arguments that show what we can be. Everybody showed something like that graphic with the cables getting out of Lisbon and getting out of Sesimbra and Carcavelos and Sines and everybody, but probably we don't have the numbers to really guide us and know what are we talking about. We have made some math, and indeed from the 12 cables that we have landing in Portugal, we are able to connecting with more than 91 landing stations all over the world. This is impressive for a country of our size. It's absolutely incredible. And in 62 countries that are directly reached only by interconnecting directly in one of our locations. So immediately this puts us in a position where it's a fantastic message, and it's something that we need to continue and to replicate. And I will go to that later. Indeed, is something that we already have done in the past and we're very successful. Right now we are starting it once again, and I believe we can also bring a very important new projects for us. All the endpoints of 6 cables right now We have been working with almost all of them to extend them also directly to our data center in order to be easier to access all that capacity that is on the wet side of the infrastructure. So something that we need to really pursue and continue on that trend. Like I said, Equinix has a modernized subsea cable industry, and we have created some very successful cases where the equipment is not anymore on the cable landing station. It is extended directly on the data center, and immediately you create the entire ecosystem around it and all the conditions to really interconnect and be one of the most interconnected points in the West Europe. And we are also having some new steps, like I just bring there two. One of them was a recent agreement we have done with Vodafone to really start a new digital hub in Genoa. And one of the anchor tenants, of course, will be the 2Africa cable. And also something that we just announced, it's 1 or 2 months ago, regarding Bordeaux, where we were also building a new data center to host the new submarine cable Amitié. We have been looking to Sines with all our attention. We are following it, and we are really seeing what could be the next step for Equinix in this location. Before end, and I know that time is up, just a few considerations. We saw here a general message that is Portugal has all the right ingredients. We have discussed, we have presented Covilhã, we have discussed Sines, we have discussed Lisbon. I believe that our strategy and the way we are trying to position Portugal to serve other geographies that are usually on the tens of milliseconds of latency away, it makes no difference if you are in Covilhã, in Sines, or in Lisbon. The country itself has all the right conditions to really present that services to the world. We have that markets in reach, being wherever the main infrastructures may be. And I'm quite excited if Sines become a major hub for serving the world, like Lisbon, like Covilhã, like any other future location we can have. So to cross Portugal end to end, light takes something like 4 milliseconds. It makes no sense to be discussing when you are addressing markets of tens of milliseconds. So one point that I would like to bring to the table. The second one, we should be very proud about the 12 cables that we already have in Portugal. Probably we shouldn't think too much of celebrating past glories. And I'm just saying this because part of that cables, we know that are legacy cables that are below the range of 5 terabits, so they are not so significant. We should be looking at the future and for the future opportunities that we have. Link is a fantastic example. Equiano is another fantastic example, and we saw it here. We have 2Africa. We need to be working with all that players to really present all the value that we discuss in these sessions. I have no doubt Portugal is for sure the door for the Atlantic and for Africa. One thing that we need to communicate is that this door is wide open. There's no traps. It's easy. It doesn't take too long to really be able to collocate here, to start building infrastructure here. I feel very proud of my humble contribution over these last 20 years. Talking with the main stakeholders and promoting the Portuguese location, the Portugal location as one of the key locations to host at the interconnect. I do believe that this fantastic event, and my congratulations once again to the organization, can be a foundation stone to entire new age, where Portugal can be far more than a transit location, and that is what we are all looking for. And I believe we can be a digital knowledge repository to serve several markets, and like we have done in the past during the discovery age, where we took knowledge to other locations, we can be once again we have the same role in this new digital economy, and be able to nurture new digital worlds. I believe it's mandatory. We cannot continue to be just another digital consumer. We need to be a leader. We need to be we can be an important actor on the global digital infrastructure. There's no doubt we have been discussed technology and we have been discussed all these projects. No doubt all of them is extremely important, but in part it's just technology. What I think and it's my final message, let's come together. Let's find that alignment. Let's find that single voice and communication that really can bring Portugal to the world and can assure that 500 million of upside contribution to our GDP that Sylvia referred from the Copenhagen report become real and can really contribute to the social and economical growth of Portugal, Europe, and contribute to the global digital revolution. And that's all for now. Thank you so much for your attention, and congratulations once again to Enacom and to all the organization for this fantastic event and for granting us the opportunity to be here. Thank you.